Welcome to my story as it is, where the truth is stranger than fiction. If you enjoy these stories, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Your support keeps the stories alive. I was 24 when the ground under my life shifted. For years, I believed my sister and I were two halves of the same heartbeat. We were born just 6 months apart, raised like twins, and so close people often asked if we were. We never corrected them. Why would we? We were inseparable. We shared a room most of our lives. We fought over the bathroom as though it was territory to defend. She claimed the right-hand sink, I claimed the left. On school mornings, she ironed both our uniforms, pressing the collars flat, with the same care she used for her own. She knew I got nervous before exams, so on the day of my first big one, she tucked a note into my pencil case. "You've got this, sis." I still keep that scrap of paper, yellowed and fragile now, but proof of how much I once trusted her. We had our little rituals. Hot chocolate on Sundays, one blanket stretched over both of us as we watched films. She couldn't make it through a horror movie without hiding behind a cushion, peeking out at the worst parts before laughing when the jump scare landed. At 12, we even made up a code of knocks and taps so we could talk after lights out. One knock meant, "Are you awake?" 2 knocks meant yes. 3 meant, "Meet me in the kitchen." If you'd asked me then who I trusted most in the world, the answer would have been simple: my sister. That's why I missed the first signs. They came gradually, like winter creeping in before you've noticed the leaves fall. She started saying little things that made me laugh at the time. "Why do I always have to share everything with you?" Or, "Mom never says no to you." They sounded like jokes, the kind only siblings could make. But the laughter stopped one day, and the distance between us grew. She kept her door closed. She passed me in the hallway, without a word. One morning, I asked, "Are you okay?" while stirring porridge at the hob. "I'm fine," she muttered without looking at me. The word fine landed like a slammed door. I told myself it was stress, her new job maybe, or a bad mood. But excuses lose their power when you repeat them too many times. Then came the night I almost didn't survive. I'd been out with friends, stumbling home drunk on sugary shots and sweat-soaked confidence. I didn't want to wake my parents, so I went to the pool house. The air smelled of chlorine and damp bark. I kicked off my shoes, collapsed on the couch, fully dressed, and closed my eyes. You're listening to My Story as It Is. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like, and share. And let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I woke choking. Something heavy pinned my chest. A cushion pressed over my face. I thrashed, but my arms were pinned, my screams smothered. Panic tore through me. Every second stretched thin and bright. My brain screamed, "This is how people die when no one sees them." I fought with everything left in me. My hand tore free and clawed at skin. Warm, real skin. My nails dug in, and I felt the flesh tear. Someone gasped, jerked away, and the weight lifted. I rolled off the couch, gasping for breath, coughing so hard stars burst behind my eyes. With shaking hands, I flicked on the lamp. The room was empty. The door was wide open. I wasn't sure if I left it open or not. The cushion lay on the floor, looking ordinary and harmless. But when I looked at my nails, crescents of flesh were caught beneath them. First thing that came to mind, maybe someone had followed me home from the club. I didn't sleep. Every creak of the pool house was an intruder, every tick of the dehumidifier a footstep. When morning came, I stumbled into the main house, into the kitchen where the kettle was boiling. My sister stood by the window with a scarf around her neck. She rarely wore scarves. When it slipped, I froze. 3 red scratches ran across her skin. "What happened?" I asked. Her eyes flicked to mine for half a second. "Claire's cat," she said too quickly. It scratched me. She forced a laugh, pulled the scarf tighter, and turned away. Stupidly, I believed. I told myself it was true. It had to be. She was my sister. But strange things followed. My laptop password changed without me touching it. My favorite foundation vanished, then turned up days later in the outside bin. And one night after work, I found all 4 of my car tires slashed. Not jagged and messy like vandalism, clean, neat cuts. I stood in the car park shaking, realizing this wasn't random. Someone was out to get me. The poisoning came next. I left my coffee on the counter as usual. I quickly drank it just before I went in the shower. The taste was wrong, metallic. Within an hour, pain clenched my stomach so tightly I collapsed. Mum found me on the bathroom floor, barely conscious. I remember her screaming my name, the ambulance siren splitting the night. I woke in hospital, tubes in my arm, a doctor explaining gently, "You've been poisoned." I stayed for 3 weeks. My parents came daily, friends visited, but my sister, my other half, didn't show. Not once. That really broke my heart. That made me very suspicious of her after all she'd been acting very strange lately. When I finally returned home, weak but alive, I passed her room. Her diary lay open on the bed. Normally I would never read it, but something inside me pushed me forward. Her handwriting was careful. The words were poison. I hate her. She stole my life. In capital letters she wrote, "I wish she was unalive." My stomach twisted. I kept reading, pages of bitterness, and tucked inside, a folded birth certificate. My real one, my biological mother's name. That's how I learned the truth. I wasn't my parents' biological daughter. My mother had been young, terrified. She was assaulted by a stranger in a car park while she was boarding in college. She was too scared to face her parents. After giving birth, she left me in the hospital where my adoptive mother worked, with a note. Please love her. Please. I confronted my adopted parents through tears. Why didn't you tell me? You both deceived me. My life was a lie. My mom took my hands. The love we have for you is not a lie. Because you're mine. From the moment I held you, you were mine. No matter what happened from here on, that won't change. When my sister came home, I faced her with the diary. She broke instantly. "You don't belong here," she cried. "Everything was meant to be mine, my mom, my dad, and then you. I found the papers. It all made sense. You took everything." "You tried to get rid of me," I whispered. "In the pool house." Her hands flew to her scarf. Her voice cracked. "I just wanted you to stop being so big in every room." And then it spilled out, how she slashed my tires, poisoned me. I broke down in tears. "Please forgive me, even though you tried to get rid of me. Despite all that, I forgive you. I still love you." Our parents were in shock to learn that she had done all those things. Suddenly, blue flashing lights filled our living room. A police officer knocked on our door asking for me. I was confused. I had just spent 3 weeks in hospital. I almost didn't make it. Suddenly, my sister shouted, "I'm the one you're looking for." Apparently, she had somehow located my biological mother. She pretended to be me. She threatened to destroy her house with her family inside. She went as far as renting a van in my name and driving it through the front of their house while they were asleep, leading them to believe it was me. After hearing her confession, the police didn't hesitate to put the cuffs on her. As officers led her away, she didn't resist. She only cried when Mum said her name like a prayer. The trial came weeks later. The judge looked at her with tired eyes and said softly, "She needs help more than punishment." And he was right. She did. I've since met my biological mother. For the first time, I saw her face, her eyes, so much like mine. It gave me answers I didn't know I needed. But I also carry scars. Scars from betrayal deeper than any cut. And even now, sometimes in the middle of the night, I wake gasping. I feel the weight pressing down on my chest, and I wonder if I pushed her off completely, or if part of her still lingers, waiting. If you're listening to this and thinking about someone you love in a way that hurts, I can't tell you what you should do, but I can tell you that secrets rot wood. I can tell you that families are built not once, but again and again. I can tell you that the first breath you take after you think you're done breathing is the loudest sound in the world, and that the second breath, quieter, is the one that keeps you alive. This is my story as it is, and for all its sharp edges, I will keep it. Because it's mine. Because it's ours. Because saying it out loud is how I remind myself that I'm still here.